Congratulations, you may have just ended up buying and purchasing a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick breakdown on exactly how to use this phone because it is a little bit complicated, but I'll go ahead and try my best to break it down. Now, first of all, having this phone unfolded, we'll go ahead and kind of get a better idea of when you actually unbox this phone and what you're going to be getting. So on the front, we have our main cover display. I guess this is the thing you can call it. So this is a really good display. It's a really nice panel. It's not the craziest high resolution panel of all time. It's actually pretty good, but I will say the main thing you're going to be using is the phone unfolded. But still, this is your main display. You have a front-facing camera up here. On the left side, you have this little band that goes across that says Samsung. This is basically our folding mechanism built in within here. On the bottom, we have our USB Type-C port where we can charge our phone, a little speaker grill, as well as a little gap. So keep that in mind if you're trying to just, put water on this thing or something like that. Just be careful. Don't go super crazy with it. You have a microphone down there as well. On top, you have another speaker grill as well as some more microphones. And on the right side, we do have our fingerprint sensor built into this specific power button, as well as our volume up and down button. So we do have some capability there too of, having our buttons on the right side. On the back, we have a frosted glass back, which is really nice. I love having these type of frosted glass backs. They make this phone look so good. And we have this triple camera setup up there as well, which, are just the cameras and you can access it via the camera module. Now, the first thing you're probably going to want to do is insert your SIM card. So to insert your SIM card on your Samsung Galaxy Fold, you want to go ahead and find the SIM card slot. So you can find it within the top portion on the right half of your phone. So while it's unfolded, you should see your power button, your volume buttons, as well as the SIM card slot. So what you want to do is you want to grab a SIM card eject tool just like this. You can find it in your box, or you can also just grab a needle of some sort, and you want to go ahead and put it within this tiny hole right up there. And top half, basically above the volume buttons and the power button. You want to go ahead and input this right inside of that tiny hole. And once it kind of creaks out a little bit, you can go ahead and kind of drag it out, just like with your fingertip, and you can go ahead and input your SIM card right there. So it really is that easy. You can go ahead and just, take it out, put your SIM card in here, pretty much just place it back just like this, snap it into place, and you should be good to go. So as long as you have your SIM card, you should be set up. Now, another thing I'll go and show you is how to properly unfold and fold your Samsung Galaxy Fold. So for the duration of this video, I'm going to go and, pretty much be in an unfolded state. So to do this, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and kind of put your phone on the side and you want to open it like this. But you want to be careful because the fingers on the back make it clamped up if you actually unfold your phone. So as you can see right here, it kind of clamps up on the bottom. So to properly unfold it, what I would recommend doing is to actually open it via this way. So what I would recommend doing is basically unfolding it like this, and while it's about halfway folded, I would recommend grabbing it on the bottom portion, grabbing it on the top portion, and then opening it up like this. Some people will go ahead and unfold their phone by actually just like going like this, putting their hand there, and then unfolding it. That can be quite uncomfortable. That can be sometimes uncomfortable because it may like kind of clamp up your phone in the back, and you may actually pinch yourself. So to avoid that, I'd recommend going through and doing it exactly how I told you before. So now we are in an unfolded state. So now we have this beautiful display. Now we actually do have a front-facing camera on the top right portion, and we have this crease in the center. Now I think with future Samsung phones, they may end up removing the crease. It's kind of hard to tell unless you kind of look at it like this. But again, front-facing camera is up here. Now within the whole entire display, we have a 120 Hz panel, which is beautiful. If you've ever used One UI or any type of Samsung tablet, you might already know how to use your Fold. But to give a quick breakdown, what I would recommend doing is looking at the top, and that is your status bar. So now your status bar will basically go and basically show you any status information, all this stuff. You can always swipe down from your status bar like this to get into your actual notification panel, and you can swipe down once more to actually get into your quick toggles. So down here you can actually, adapt and change your brightness. You have your quick toggles up here, the time and date, and you have some options up here. You have a search button. So if you ever want to search for applications or messages or anything like that, you can search for it here. Going back into here, if we swipe down once more, you have a power button. So you can click here and you can quickly power off your phone, restart it, all this other cool stuff. Hopping out once more, there's really not too much else going up here, just a settings button. Now, on your home panel, I think most of you probably know this by now, but you have your applications, your widgets, and some other things you can toggle around. You may have different pages as well, which is really cool. If you ever want to see all of your and you have the dock at the bottom too, which is really nice. Now, if you ever want to see all of your applications, you can basically swipe up from the bottom. So I'll do it once more. Swiping up from the bottom just like this, and you can actually go ahead and get into your all applications panel. So this is really cool because it has a ton of applications. All your applications will be here. And at the very, very bottom, we have the little gesture-based, not non-gesture, but our navigation buttons. So let's say we're in an application, if we want to go into our phone application right here, and let's say we wanted to call somebody, well, you can see there's some things that come up at the bottom. So we have our dock. So the same dock that we had on our home screen, we'll have here. If we want to go home, we can click on the home button, which is the center button here. If we want to get into our multitasking panel, we can click on our multitasking panel here and get into all of our applications this way. And if we want to go back into our previous panel, we can always click the back button and it will usually take us to the previous page. If we're in the Play Store, for example, if we want to download some applications, we can click here, go hop back, and that's pretty much the main thing. We can click the home button and then we'll come back here. Now, another thing I'll go and show you is with the settings application. So a lot of this stuff you may already know, but I would recommend always going through your settings application on your Samsung Galaxy Fold and basically seeing if there's an update available. So within the application, we have a ton of different things, our connections, display, notifications. What I would recommend doing is scrolling all the way down and finding your software update panel, which is right here, clicking on that panel and clicking on download and install. And I would recommend getting used to actually updating your Samsung Galaxy Fold. If your device, if you bought it and if it's severely outdated, that can be an issue that you may have on your phone. So I would recommend updating your phone as often as possible. And this is another thing you can do to pretty much improve your phone overall, in my opinion. Now, clicking back home, you may be in a situation where you actually want to go ahead and screenshot on your Galaxy Fold as well. Now, doing this is very common. It's probably one of the most easiest things to do on your Fold. So what I would recommend doing is on the right side, you want to locate your power button as well as the volume down button. So if you're in a unfolded state, the buttons should be right here. So what you can do is basically click the power button and the volume down button at the same time, and you should be able to see this little screenshotting little option on your specific phone. So you'll see a little thing that comes up at the bottom, and that is really all you have to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again. I'm going to click both these buttons, and you should see that we have the toggle to basically go ahead and take a screenshot. Now, if you want to see the screenshots, you can make your way over to your gallery application, and you should be able to see the screenshots here. Now, they are a little bit bigger and a little bit of a different resolution, I guess, than the standard screenshots you may take on another phone. But do keep in mind that's because this phone is a different resolution. It's like a square. And you can also see your other, things here. You can swipe down. Now, another thing is screen recording. So on Androids, a lot of people want to know how to screen record, and on your Galaxy Fold, it's kind of the same thing. So what I'd recommend doing is swiping down into this panel on your quick toggles, swipe down one more time, and you want to find your screen recording option within this specific quick toggle option. So you should see it here. It looks like this. If you don't see it, you can click this little plus button, and you should be able to add it. So in this case, what you want to do is click on screen recording, and you want to go ahead and kind of dictate whether you want to have, sound settings on, or if you want certain settings or whatever the case is. So in this case, what we can do is we can go and click in none, or we can go and click media and mic. It just depends on what you want to do. You can click on start recording, and the phone will actually start recording your specific phone. So now we have our screen recording option here. So now it's recording. On the top right, you should be able to see your toggles. That's not going to be in the recording. We can click home, and you can pretty much use your phone however way you want to. So if you want to stop the recording, you can click stop right there, and that's going to go ahead and stop the recording. I can go and click on the Photos application, and you can see right here we have that recording right there, which is so awesome. So that's basically how to use your Samsung phone. It's very basic, nothing super crazy. You may already know how to use a majority of those things. Now, the Samsung Galaxy Fold is a little bit more complicated of a device because we do have some cases that you can actually purchase with your phone as well. Now, if you just recently bought a Samsung Galaxy Fold, you may have gotten a case, so I'll go and break down exactly how to install a case on this phone as well. So the first thing being, you want to be in a folded state. So in this case, you want to be in a folded state. So you want to be in this specific situation. And all we want to do, first of all, is place this specific top portion of the case on our phone. And you can pretty much do that by clicking into this portion right here and clicking this top portion in. And you should be able to see that. It's very, very basic. And you should see this little pamphlet. I guess people don't know how to put cases on their phones, but it should be very, very easy for you. And now we have the top portion. I would recommend taking the stickers off. As you can see, I kind of left them on. But now a lot of our cases may have that back plate and back portion as well. So this is the back portion of this case. Every single fold case for the most part will come in two pieces, mostly because they can't put a case over this because it's folding. So if you want to go ahead and put this back plate on, it's essentially the same thing. So you can either slide it into place, which some people recommend, or you can go and click it into place. So what I would recommend doing is getting the bottom portion kind of aligned up at the bottom right there, going through and basically clicking the top portion into place like that. if you want to remove the case, so that's it. The case is now secured and you now have a case on your Galaxy Fold. Now if you want to go ahead and take the case off, you essentially want to go ahead and grab an empty portion of the case like this, and you can go ahead and if you want to do it for the top portion, you want to go ahead and kind of pry off the top just like this, and you can go and pry off the top just like this, and you should be good to go. Now if you want to take off the back plate or the back portion, essentially grab the corner, lift it up, and essentially the same thing on the back plate. You want to go and lift it up as I just did on the camera, and you can be able to take it off from here too. Now on our Galaxy Fold, we also have the ability of using the S Pen. So this is a really cool thing. So inside of the box, hopefully you were able to get an S Pen. If you weren't, then I'll go and show you exactly anyways. So I'll go and give you a quick breakdown on how to use the S Pen if you're new to it on your Galaxy Fold. Now, if you bought it with your Fold, it should already be set up. It's very, very basic. You can't seem to fold, you can't be in an unfolded state and use the S Pen, which is very weird. I'm not really too sure why. So you have to be in the unfolded state. So you need to be here. Now the S Pen is very basic to use. Basically it's a stylus, so you can go ahead and utilize it just by scrolling through, swiping around. You can use it whichever way you want to. It's basically like your finger. But basically with the S Pen we have a little bit more customizability. So on the right portion of the display you should be able to see that little pencil icon right there. So you can click on that pencil icon and we can actually customize our S Pen. So these are our quick toggles with our S Pen. So now what we can do is we can swipe around, we can go and create a note. So if we click create a note, we can go and click here and we can just write whatever we want to. So if we want to write whatever we want to, I guess after this little thing, we have to go and wait around a little bit. It's kind of annoying. Okay, got it. So now we can go and write down like, hi, how are you? Whatever we want to go ahead and write down, we can go and write down exactly here, which is really cool. And these are our quick notes. We can swipe out of here and that's it. So that's one option. You can always still click here and customize these by clicking the little settings icon. You can customize a lot of different options here. So you can either enable or disable your S Pen. I would probably recommend keeping it enabled. You have arrow actions here. So if you want, you can go ahead and pretty much customize your arrow actions, which is really cool. Hopping back out by clicking the back button. I totally messed that up. You can click back here, click back into settings. You have, S Pen to text, you have air view, you have menu style on that side. You have a lot of different options here, which I would recommend also setting that up. But another thing you may not know about your S Pen is actually there's a button on the side. So there's a button on the side of your S Pen, and if you click it, you can customize it to do certain things. So if you hold it down, you can actually get into your quick toggles here. I think if you double tap it, you can get it to do certain things too, but it's a really cool option that you can go ahead and hold this button down and basically get into a few more options here, which is really cool. So if you want, I would recommend going through there and kind of customizing these as well. You can always click add, as I mentioned before, and add certain things to your S Pen as well. So you can customize all sorts of these different toggles, which is so awesome that we have this type of capability on our device. So the S Pen works as like any other, stylus, but it has a little bit more capability. So that is a quick little breakdown on exactly how to use your Samsung Galaxy Fold, how to put cases on it, how to use the S Pen, how to fold and unfold it. There's tons of cool stuff with this phone and you're really going to enjoy using it. So that is pretty much how to do it. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.